like, you come from some humble beginning. You come from a good, these genes of mine, and I always seen her grind, you know, to the day, even though I take care of things, but it's like, she said, baby, she didn't tell me from jail, ain't nothing ever get cut off in this house. Wow, you know better, you know right. But everything that she's telling me, she's outnumbered with the street culture. So I'm you know, Nanny boy, she's seeing me, boy, you can do better. And I remember I used to lie to her when I was in prison. I used to tell her all the time, she'd be like, listen, I ain't gonna be here when you get back, baby. Because I would never tell her how much time I was doing. I would tell her I'm coming home every year, and she'd be like, I ain't gonna be here when you get back, baby. And I'd be like, Nanny, I'm gonna be there. I'd be like, Nanny, I'll be there next year. She said, you told me next year 3 years ago. Because I'm sitting here thinking that Nanny wasn't as swift as she is, but I learned later she was swift. But I just wanted to get out and show her that I could do good in life before she expired, before she leave, because everything she told me, she was right about it, and I wanted her to know that. She's 90 years old now. Wow. When you're writing this memoir, did you have any idea that it would end up on the New York Times bestseller list? Style and substance.
Oh, that's a lot going on.
In the GMC Sierra.
Down here, bro.
0.9% APR on these Sierra models. Or current eligible GMC owners get over $7,800 total value. I never had a doubt. And the reason I never had a doubt was because you don't have a lot of transparency in things in these days. You have somebody have a book out or whatever, but it don't be the raw of them. It don't be coming from an aspect of, I'm gonna just tell the truth about what I got going on, whether you like it or not, because everything is perfect. My life ain't perfect, your life ain't perfect, life ain't perfect. Correct. So I was like, you know, I always felt that, and it wasn't just about the book. It's the work that comes after the book come out. Is to go into all the, shout out to all the black bookstores out there. It was man, let me tell you something, Shannon. When I tell you they had my back, you know, whether it was Baldwin & Co. in New Orleans, whether it was Uncle Bobby's in Philadelphia, Malik Books in LA.
How long is it taking so far? It's like day 42.
DC. The list goes on and on. Kendrickson down in Houston. I think we forgot about that. A lot of times we forget about reading, but it's a lot of strong black bookstores out there that really help us. So I want to shout out to them. Support your local black bookstore because they supported me in a major way. You mentioned earlier, it says a lot about life is lost, and only in the song, all we do is win. Is that true? Only in the song. That's fake, yeah. But you have to, and so is that what you wanted your story to, do you think that's why your story resonates because of what you've gone through? And a lot of other people have gone through similar things. Maybe they didn't go to prison, but they suffered a lot of losses, but somehow found a way to turn it around and get some wins. And it's the connection of that everything, like you might ain't see the upbringing of the losses, but since I came home from prison, I showed you 37-year-old man getting out of prison in my grandma middle room. I make videos out of Nanny middle room. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and the only reason I could make parole in Nanny middle room, rest in peace to my Aunt Ruby, that was my baby. She had a heart attack, she died in that room. So I was able to make parole there, and I showed you my videos. I wasn't perfect. I showed you living in Nanny house. I showed you running down the street.
Oh my God, dope. Appreciate the follow. I appreciate it.
Most of it wasn't all perfect.
For sure.
Remember a lot of
Calvin, thank you.
Gone, served time. Why do you think that's such a common thing in the rap industry? In our community, rap has always been an expression of the environment. A lot of times rap was an escape for us. But growing up, you know, it changed a lot. Growing up, it was a personal expression. It was a documenting of the environment that we come from. A lot of people were storytellers of what they seen. We didn't really do this. Nas never did what he taught, but he talked about. A lot of people ain't do this. As you can see, Ice Cube was smart, Dre was smart. These dudes were smart, but they just talked about. I'm thinking in rap, it became a challenging sport, a violent challenging sport to the point of where as though if I say something, oh yeah, you really that, I'm a challenge. I'm gonna see if you really agree. I'm gonna see, oh man, we gotta die about this shit. So that's what came about, and I think a lot of times there's a lot of aggression that come with it. And sometimes we speak our own.
Appreciate the follow, y'all.
And some people talk about dying like it's cool, like on the aspect of like when I die, make sure you're. So power in the tongue. There's power in the tongue, and we gotta live out the rap sometimes. Do Do you feel like rap glorifies prison? Um, you know what's crazy? It don't glorify prison. I'm not gonna say it all the way because it definitely can teach you how to get to prison. It's definitely a directory. You know what I mean?
What's your pimp name?
It's a map, it's a how-to guide. It's a map, right? But it don't glorify it because most people that rap about it never been to prison. These dudes never been to prison. So it's like, I ain't gonna say glory, but it definitely direct you to a cell. Well, why don't you think that guys have learned? Because you've seen guys that have gone there, learn from their mistakes and not try to go back. But you see these young guys, as you mentioned, they try to be like that. They talk about things they don't know anything about, and they feel like they need to do something in order to get that for real, that cachet, like I'm really about this life. You know what it is? I believe that when you young, you was young, I was young. You don't believe nothing that anybody older tell you because you think they disconnected from the reality of life as it is now, not knowing it was once a reality of life that they was living in themselves when they was younger. Right. So they're just trying to share, you know, if you tell me, man, don't go down that block, there's a hole right there in the ground, man, I can get around that hole. So it's hard sometimes when you're young because we did the same thing. Yes. We just didn't do it to the level of maybe violence or stupidity that some people do today, but until this week, my dad did not know where he was from. It means the world to share ancestry with my dad's in Nigeria. That's where it all started.
We don't care.
Yeah. I just think it's hard for people to hear it, and they think it's not going to be me. Meanwhile, when you did 20 for OG, they ain't going to be me. I'm smarter than that. What you going to do? Right. You know what I mean? So until they get there, and then I'm talking to them on the phone because their uncle called me, yo, call Ronald, man, you was right. Oh, so it took you to get 30 years for you to be right? You still got it? Right. You still got it? Why you couldn't learn from Wallow experience? Why did you have to go experience it for yourself? He already did it. He already told you the path that you was traveling down, where it was going to land you. But you didn't want to hear that. And you got to think about this. The street game is a game. It's a game, okay? If you play Monopoly, how many people can win? Probably one. If you become an athlete of a game, how many of y'all really gonna go to the NFL? How many of y'all really gonna go to the NBA? How many of y'all? Do you know how many people play basketball in America? And how many people is in the league? It's not a lot. Right. How many people is in football? It's not a lot. How many people? So you gotta think about this. It's a game that majority of the people lose. And the reality is, like I always tell people, this is me from me being in prison. You show me 10 dudes in a gang, or you show me 10 dudes from a corner, you show me 10 dudes, I'm going to show you 7 dudes is going to tell on them anyway. So the mask don't mean nothing. None of this, all this stuff is cat. Everything that we thought it was is cat. Because we live in a world where everybody is so, they choosing them first. Do you think Lil Bobby is going to go to jail when they ready to get him 15, 20, whatever? And he never been to jail before. You think he leaving Keisha with that nice little sexy, beautiful body? You think he leaving her? And his mom gonna come in that interrogation. Well, Bobby, you better tell what they done. We see it all the time, but we think my homies ain't gonna tell. That ain't gonna be. Your homies gonna tell on. They gonna tell. Do you think like what about they used to have this show? I think it was called Scared Straight. Yeah, that was my show. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're going to take you because we see where you guys are headed. I mean, a lot of you guys are in alternative schools or you in juvie. And so we're going to show you where you're headed. This is the recipe that you're cooking up right now is going to lead to this perfect dish right here. So we're going to give you an opportunity to see where you don't want to be. Do you think they think it's cool to be in prison? You said a lot of these guys that rap about it ain't never been there. No, you know what's crazy? I'm not even going to hold you. And I'm going to just talk about me growing up. Me growing up, I seen some vicious... Do you remember Blood In, Blood Out? Do you remember the penitentiary movies? I seen some vicious movies. I seen it on the TVs and all that stuff. But I thought I was smart enough. I don't think a lot of people think they're going to make it there. Right. So until you make it there, you like me, I get there and I'm like... I get to prison and when that big gate closed behind me and I'm on that bus, I'm praying to every guy that I could think of. Like, please help me. Please don't let these people take me. They'll take my innocence. Please. Right. I'm scared to death. Because, I see, when I walk through the hallway, first, after they tell me, as I get out the shower, dude tell me, wash it up. The shower like a minute. Get up out of there. Wash them balls. Get that crabs and lights above you. Get up. Throw your stuff where you get your little box. The lady say, in case of emergency, where you want your body sent? I'm like, what type of shit? I didn't.
Whoa. I thought I just having to do some time. I ain't trying to die.
I'm a juvenile that just committed an adult crime and they certified me as an adult. Well, why we gotta die? Like, what's going on? why I gotta die? Please don't could you call my mom and let me get out? She peeped the fear in my eyes, and she said, she reworded the word, no, baby, like in case of a, she said baby to me too. So she's peeped that I'm really a kid. She like, in case of anything happens, what do you want us to call? Like emergency help? And then I grabbed that box. I went in that hallway, greatest for a prison. I seen the biggest black man I ever seen. He'll make you look like a midget. He was so big. It was like he was lifting weights in places I didn't know you could lift weights. He was so big coming out the joint with a tank top on. And when I seen him, it's like he coming. I look down at the ground like, oh my God, he gonna get me.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not one of these dudes out here that's talking like, I thought my ass was on the line when I went to prison. I was scared.
Right.
I'm not telling you like I was tough. All that tough shit that I knew, and I thought I was on the street, that shit went out the way when I got to the penitentiary. Because I'm like, somebody gonna get, I always thought that somebody was gonna get me. And then now you realize that you're not doing days, you're doing years, you're doing decades. Ooh, it get real. Ooh, that shit get real.
But is it the allure that got you into it? Was it the allure of fast money, quick money? Was it a lifestyle that you wanted to have that you weren't willing to go, say, work a fast food job and work your way up? What was it about that life that attracted Wallow to it?
Because when I grew up, I realized quick.
Better, faster, cheaper. Why only pick two? With Min, Intercom's AI agent for customer service, you get all three. Better customer satisfaction and 10 times faster resolutions that are only 99 cents each. Intercom, AI first customer service.
I'm here for the auction.
It's a bit late for that, son.
I'd like to buy some.
That America respect the successful criminal. So when I'm sitting on the steps, Shannon, and I see Mike pull up with the Benz, the gold chain on, the music blasting, and when he come up to get the most beautiful, he pulling up in his Benz to get the most beautifulest girl in the neighborhood. She's the most beautifulest girl in the neighborhood. When he pulled up, I noticed that I ain't just noticing, I ain't watching him. I'm watching Miss Jackson, Miss Brown, Miss Green. You know what they saying to him? Hey, baby. I'm like, oh shit. And then as the girl get in the car, they all speaking to, hey man. But when I see Mr. James come home from work and he walking down the street, he's a plumber, he all dirty, don't nobody speak to him. Miss Brown, Miss Jackson, they don't speak to him. This in the 80s, this showtime, baby. I'm talking about, I didn't see Mr. James' name on the marquee. I seen the dude with the Benz name on the marquee. The lights is shining. I'm talking about, this is prime time, baby. He got the chain on, the pinky ring, the Rolex watch on, the music blasting, Ice-T high roller coming out of the Benz. This shit is movie shit. I'm like, I got to be him. He's a superhero. Not Mr. James.
Yeah, they speak to him. They look down on me.
They look down on Mr. James. Mr. James, he's a hard-working man in the ghettos of America. Black man. I said, I got to be him. I got to be him.
You went viral when you broke into tears telling Lil Durk not to retaliate in King Von's death.
You know, it was so emotional because Durk, he said, I need you to come here, right? He said, we can do it in Miami, whatever. I need you to come here because I need you to talk to these. That's what he told me. He said, I need you to talk to him, Wallow. I need you to talk to him. I said, all right, I got him. And when I get there, I didn't know it was going to be that many. It was like 100 of them. We in the basement in Chicago. It's 100 of them.
And them niggas, they ready to ride?
Yeah, no, they just was there, you know.
Okay, they didn't want to hear what you wanted to say.
No, it wasn't even that. They didn't even know why they was there. Dirk was like, we're going to do it in the hood.
Okay.
I want you to holler at
Okay,
them. Boom, boom,
okay.
boom. So I'm like, I got you. When I got there, I'm like, he like, man, listen, I need you to holler at him. It just so happened that when I'm talking to him, I understand, because I'm talking to a couple of them on the side, and I understand that nothing is more important in the ghetto than revenge. Revenge is king.
Yes.
Closest thing to God. Because the black man is willing to die about his ego. The ego killed more black men than any other disease. Nothing killed black men more than the ego. That ego of, you hit me, Shannon, people saw it, I can't let you go. You got to die about this shit. And my mama raised me, so I grew up soft. I ain't had no structure of no father there. So I'm just emotional. So when I'm in there, I'm telling them, it was emotional for me because I'm letting them know, the man that killed my brother, I forgave him.
Need it. What's up, Sullivan?
Am I a coward? And my
Uncle,
mom
how
was,
much?
I don't know
A lot of
what
money.
shit mean, but I knew that forgiving him mean that I was willing to live for my brother in an environment where we celebrate dying for somebody. I said, no, I'm going to live for my brother, my grandma, my brother's kids, my mama. I'm going to live for them because don't nobody talk about that. But I know that, I'm going to just be straight up. I know that I'm not built to die right now because I know it's more things that I got to do.
You said you have a lot of money, 6 racks.
That was my older
Send
brother.
it to me.
You think what I'm saying? So it's like, I got to step up. I got to be a man. So I got to think as a man would think, not as a
Send it
street
to me.
would think, that would die about his ego and leave his babies, leave his mama, tear down the community about the ego. My ego wasn't
So you
I
like-
wasn't that strong to have that type of ego.
Bill says it's
I
better.
wasn't cut like
Nah, I ain't never used
Who's
those.
scoring big in the NBA this season? You are, with all the new ways.
Can you
to
make
get
any
on the
kind?
action at DraftKings Sportsbook,
Nah, I don't do
an
commission.
official sports betting partner of the NBA. From the Monster Slam, to hitting the rocks, to cleaning the glass. Get behind your favorite player and prop bet you can make on DraftKings, the home of the NBA player props. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on some to get $150
Beautiful talent. Appreciate that.
Bet
For sure.
when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crowd
For
is
sure.
yours. You mentioned that you had to forgive your brother's killer. How long did it take you? Because they say forgiveness is not for the person that wronged an individual. The forgiveness is for the person that's been wronged.
Maybe came to see me.
Said I really want Hello Kitty.
So
Well, this is not Hello Kitty.
she come to see me.
As you can see,
The weekend her dad get killed. This the first time I meet this little girl. I'm talking about she was like 4 or 5. She was like probably 4 or 5, but she was like 50. So when she came in there, she running around the visitor room, she jumped on my lap. She said, "Oh, when you
Appreciate
come,
the heart,
oh,
me.
you're not
Appreciate
leaving.
the hearts.
You're not coming back, is you?" I'm like, "No, I'm not coming back." She said, "I need you to take me here." She telling me all this stuff. And my nephew there too. I'm just talking to him. And I'm like, damn. Somebody finally counted on me. So
Do you do rug shows? What do you mean? Never heard of that.
somebody looking at me in a way I never had nobody look at me. You see what I'm saying? In that way, my little brother, I was always in the penitentiary, so my little brother Jalal, we really didn't have the time. So I'm like, damn, this little person looking at me like that, she put a lot of power and a lot of energy on me. And so I already had it in my mind because I'm gonna just tell you something. Shannon, I'm not built like that to go kill no black man. I'm not built like that. I'm not designed like that. I'm not tough like that. I'm not ruthless like that. I'm not heartless like that. That's just not me. And my worst fear in the history of life, I don't give a how I die, I don't care what happened. But if a black man killed me, you gonna hear my scream until life end for everybody. You gonna hear my pain. My tears is gonna flood the ghettos of America. I don't care about nothing else. But don't let me go out like that. So I said to myself, I ain't built like that. Well, I want you dead because I don't know. Listen, I don't know what happened that night, why it happened. Only thing I know is my brother got shot. He went into my grandma's house. He opened the door. He died in the arm. I ain't built like that to see nobody else go out like that. I ain't built like that. I ain't cut like that, Shannon. I ain't designed like that. Just because you hurt Nanny, I don't want to hurt your grandma. For what? If I hurt your grandma, when this shit gonna stop?
It's a continuous cycle. You said that by not retaliating, it gave you the freedom to spend time with your family.
When I got out of jail, right? I
Like
had a lot,
rug.
but I had everything.
Nah.
Because I remember something. Back in the day,
I don't get into stuff like that. If it don't make me no money,
we had each other, so
it's
we
not
had
for me.
everything.
Be on this piece forever. Yep. That's how long it takes.
Shit,
How
I
it
told
goes.
her I was gonna take it to these places that I ain't even know.
Shit is not a one-day thing. It's not
I
a.
didn't even know I had to take it to them.
Right.
Oh yeah, you
And I
gonna
ain't
see
know
me
this
do this
place,
for
I just
5
told her,
minutes. How it works.
She's like, you gonna take me in? Yeah, I know it. I'm just listening to her on the phone. I got you. I'm gonna take you there. So when I get there, I'm like, you ain't tell me this shit costs all this money. You know, I don't want a bunch of it. I ain't know it said Five Below. I go in there, I spend $50. God damn. They said Five Below. I'm thinking I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff for $5.
Right.
So she got me in there, Mom, don't be buying all that. I'm like, I got to. I just wanted to show up, not just financially. I wanted to show up mentally, emotionally. I wanted to show up for them. And that was my whole thing. So it was like, dang, that was all it was about, was living for them and being able to see them to see me. And for me to be an example to my niece and nephew, and them, and even for my grandma, like, boy, you can do something with yourself. Because I wanted to prove Nanny right. She always said, you special. But I'm like, special? What you mean? Well, why would I be special?
Appreciate it.
I'm thinking she crazy. Tell me I'm special. I live in the ghetto. I didn't know you could be special coming from the ghetto.
Dirk said, this mofo really dropping tears for this issue. Do you feel like you heard what you were saying? Do you feel like the guy, not only did they listen, because a lot of times people listen to respond, but did they listen to understand what you were saying?
I hollered at a lot of them afterwards. Some of them would call me. It's not about them listening, it's about conditioning. It's about environmental. You can listen to everything that I say, but a lot of time, as I'm still growing, I don't have the resources to remove you from the danger that you're up against every day. A lot of things these young brothers, they do here, they smart. A lot of them are smart. But environment.
Appreciate the follow, y'all. It's cold. It's love.
Because
Appreciate
I
it.
can't move out of this environment right here. And I know them dudes down them block, they want to kill me. I gotta protect myself. I want to kill. So it's deep. We tell these kids a lot of things. And all we do is criticize young black male every way possible. We criticize them as much as possible, but we don't bring no resources. You know how many people make money off of just criticizing us and talking down on not just us as black people, but they don't got no. Okay, you criticizing us. You got all these gigantic platforms. What we doing is cool, Shannon, but you got huge media platforms. But they just want to tear the people down in the black community, but they ain't coming up with no solution and they ain't bringing no funding. So I can tell these young brothers this, that, and the third, but they still got to take care of their day, but they got to figure out the only way that they know. And in order to really take somebody to another level, you got to have time, energy, and resources to deprogram them so you can reprogram them. The programming was hit. The dehumanization of black people by black people was strong. This is some shit that we done. It started from when a little boy is young, and he playing on the swing, and he fall, he start crying, boy, be tough, don't cry. We're taught to ignore and bury our emotions and our feelings and our vulnerability. That's not cool, that's not tough. So all that stuff right there is a real big programming that took place by us alone. So how do we come up out of that? It's going to be deep. It's going to take a lot.
How does one outgrow the environmental aspects, the constraints in which he or she is brought up in, if they're not removed from that environment? Because the fish is only going to get so big if the tank is not conducive for it to grow. A tree is only going to get so big if their environment is not conducive. So if you put a tree in a tub, it's only going to get as big as the tub allows. Now, if you take that tree out of the tub and let it grow in a 50-acre field, it can grow, it can flourish. How difficult is it to reprogram? You say reprogram so I can program in the right aspect. How difficult is it to do that?
In the history of our community, the people that was able to do that, it was a few. Educational relocation is the greatest thing that happened to college. See, a lot of people talk, oh, you need college. No, we understand that you might come out and have bills, but college exposed you to other cultures. See, the hood lack exposure to the world. And a lot of times, you don't never think about everybody that left. Mostly everybody that left, you never really see them come back because they meet other towns, they get relationships with people, and they go. They go when they see the world. They're the ones that come back. Most of the time, the people that go and get the education, they're the strongholds of the family. They're the ones that the family count on. Call your uncle. Call your aunt. She down there, she's a doctor, she's a lawyer, we got to start educating ourselves.
Real talent, appreciate
Make sure
it.
the kids is educated, putting books in their hands.
Pointers, depends on what you need.
We got to start there.
Sir, you should be wearing a mask.
I'm
Well,
not gonna say we have
I'm
to pay
not.
no return, but some people is just stuck and they're using it as a badge of
Don't
honor.
let it ruin your
Sometimes
day.
in our hood, ignorance is a badge of honor. It's a cool
That's
thing.
simple.
nobody want to, we can't say that about, because anytime black people say things about black people, they ain't supposed to say that out loud or whatever. I don't know how that shit.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a badge of honor. Oh, I'm this. Think about it. We put on a pedestal the criminals. American way. The American way. At the end of the day, we love the successful criminal. We love Tony Soprano. We love Scarface. We love Michael Corleone. Mm-hmm. This is proof. The judge, the lawyer, the district attorney, the presidents, all the people, they love the movies. That's the thing. So the program is deep.
How difficult is it to really break a cycle when, you see a father that goes to jail, he had brothers that go to jail, and now you see a kid, the only thing that he knows is disruption, corruption. How difficult is that, Mom?
I'm a product of generational incarceration. My stepfather, he was in Dallas Penitentiary in the 80s. Me and him were cellmates in Dallas Penitentiary by 1998. By 2005, me and my brother Steve were cellmates in Dallas Penitentiary. And there's a picture of me, it's inside of the book. Me, Hip, and Steve on a visit when I was a kid. And we all wound up being in that same prison.
Wow. Very nice work. Appreciate that.
It's a cycle because
thank you.
Prison is you gotta think about this. There's the ghettos of America build communities. And when I say the ghettos of America build communities, this is what happened. As we do so much crime in the inner cities of America, there are small towns in America, middle of Pennsylvania, middle of Ohio, middle of California, where, population is up. Then one day you just see this landfill, you see some construction workers come. And then a truck, these 18-wheelers come, a bunch of them. And they start putting these new prisons together like Legos. Then the gas station, they build the gas station. Then the Walmart pop up. Then the hotel pop up. We building communities. And I'm gonna tell you a story, deep one. There was this guy named Skeever. I used to go back and forth with him on the chair. Because I used to always speak up with him because he'd go in people's cells when they in the yard and do checking. He ain't supposed to nobody. I used to say those stuff. So we used to battle. One day, he set me down.
Dope, appreciate it.
I go to the
I need that. Where do you say it work?
I
don't got nothing for sale for real.
He said something strong to me. I never forgot this. He said, "Come here, Peoples." That's my last name. I said, "What, man? What you want, man? I'm just signing up on my mail." He said, "Look." He opened up his shirt, and between his shirt and his vest, because they had a stab-through vest, he pulled out an envelope. The envelope was folded. He opened the envelope. It was a picture. He put the picture down. Says, "I'm signing for my what's name, the legal mail." I stopped. Before I leave, I stopped. He said, "You and the homies, man. You and the homies." Being sarcastic, using the word homie. "You and the homies took care of it. Thanks to you and the homies." I'm like, I looked at the picture. It was his son standing in front of a big house with a pickup truck and a big boat there. I said, "You and the homies got me that." Usually I have a little verbal spar with him, but he stuck me that day. I was wounded. So I just walked back to the cell and sat on the bed and I said, "Damn. Ain't me and none of the homies never bought our mom no house. We never sent our kids to college. But you know how many kids, you know how many homes and kids is going to college that me and the homies doing that. Mm-hmm. But it ain't going to our community. We taking care of families. We taking care of generational, because in prisons you have with nepotism. You got the warden. The warden brother is a security captain. His other brother is the lieutenant. His sister is the head of the medical. The other cousin is the head of the gymnasium. The other cousin is the activity director. The other cousin is the head of the workforce. You walk inside a prison, you see 15 family members that go home every day and 15 family members that don't. That's the prison system in America. So it's deep.
Right.
It's deep. And it's going to take a lot to break that.
Why is it that
I used to forget my mask still. Sometimes I feel like I had a cold.
They rap about that.
They don't bother me.
Money, millions.
I've been doing this for years.
Still go back to that culture. Why can't they let that go? Why can't
That's
they
tough, nice work.
escape
Appreciate
that?
it. Wow, that's amazing.
Because
Appreciate
in the ghetto,
that.
everything is about ego. You got gotta prove to the dudes, the ops or whoever they is. Everybody want to prove to the people that they're doing better than that they still real. Give me you real. You just bought your mama house. That's real enough. But it gotta be. You know, people want to prove that I ain't no chump. I ain't no turkey. Listen, let me tell you something, man. You just rap some songs, right? I'm talking about you went in the studio, rap some songs. You got that publishing money. You got the, you know, a bunch of money. It depends on your deal structure. You got all that tour money. You got 10, 15 million in the bank. I think it's about time to start being a pussy, man. I think it's about time to start being a pussy. I'm just being real because, you know, I'm not the one designed, and I'm not built like that to tell you some bullshit, Shannon. Right. To say be tough. No, everybody else telling you to be tough. I'm not going to tell you that. I think because all the rich people, I don't think they trying to worry about what somebody's saying about them. No. From a neighborhood that's still trying to figure out life. So I think it's cool to be not be that tough no more, man.
Master P said something last night on our live show. He said sometimes, man, people be trying to get you to trick off your position. Like you're in a great position and they get...
No. A lot of people foul out. They get you to crash out.
Yeah, because you told them, like, look, you're going to finesse yourselves out of this position. Your family, like you got your family in a great situation and you're going to let somebody finesse you out of it.
But what did I tell you early in the interview? The ego is the #1 killer of black men. It's the #1 finesser out of the position. Like, Shannon, how many people say some crazy stuff about you? Just imagine if you just, you know, if you just reacted to everything. A lot of times it don't even be that people don't like you. It be that people can't get around you and utilize your resources and utilize you. You know, a lot of people, you see them, you might see somebody say something on the joint. I know you got a memory. You be like, they see you, Shannon, what's up? You be like, why you say that stuff about me, man? No, man, I was just, no, man. A lot of people just be wanting to hug, Shannon. They just be wanting some love. They just be wanting to get embraced. And they don't know how to go about that. You utilize the proper channels to say,
gotta rub like
I'm
a rub.
trying to do something with you, man.
Pete, appreciate that.
At the time, right, can I get on your show?
Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the rose.
People don't know how to do that.
You know what? You recently sat down with Kodak Black and you had a conversation with him about his drug use. Well, let me ask you a question. How do you determine who, I mean, if they reach out, you're willing to sit down and talk to anybody, chop it?
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology, every path leads to new possibilities. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Put up, have combo with anybody that reaches out. How do you go about who you sit down and talk to and impart wisdom on?
Oh, no, you can feel that shit. You can feel it. Because when you're doing it, you can just feel it. You can spit, and you know, I still know what's going on. You moving around, you know what's going on. And everybody with these artists is sad. Most of their teams and managements are pussies. They got a bunch of yes men around them. A person is not, they care more about getting a check off of them than this person living. These people don't be giving a about these young bloods because they don't come from it. So they don't understand it. Now the ones that don't come from it and they're afraid of it, cool. But if you come from it, it's your duty to put the checking on them. Like, come on, man. Somebody got to be in line to check. Everybody scared. I came with some joints. I'm like, damn, everybody scared of this? Yo, my man, what you doing, nephew? Oh, what's up? What you doing, man? What type of drugs you using, man? I done walked the roads on people like that. Like, damn, you bigger than this, man. You know what you got the babies, you got, and that's a lot of them, but you know, you just feel the energy of what they tell, you know.
How, so you kind of touched on this, circle of friends. And I'm a firm believer that you have people in your corner that tell you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. Now, you said something very interesting. Because, see, if I tell you what you need to know, you're going to stop the bus, Wallow, and ask me to get off. Bro, I need that reflective shine, because when you walk up in the club, I'm with Wallow, they see Wallow popping bottles. Hey, I ain't Wallow, but I went Wallow, so I know what comes along with that. I can't ask you, I can't tell you what's real and say, Wallow, man, you effing up. Because you gonna stop the bus and ask me to get off, and now I can't get no reflective shine.
But see, Wallow is only popping pure fuel. I'm not gonna pop.
No, I'm just saying.
Make sure you go get that. Official hydration drink to fill up your system in the Chicago sky. I'm owner. But listen,
The tropical punch. He's drinking a watermelon.
Yeah, but I don't drink. I don't smoke.
But I'm saying, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That if I tell you the truth, you're gonna stop the bus. You're gonna ask me to get off, and now I can't go with you. You're not gonna.
That's not always the time, but you know what? They got to double back because sometimes that don't always happen, but it need to be done because they come back. when they in prison or whatever happened, or somebody, they gonna come back. But somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it.
Celeb, you've been to prison.
Yeah.
And you weren't famous, so you're in.
Are you making these rugs?
Yeah,
As you can
got
see,
Diddy and you got R. Kelly.
I'm working on it, so
I was
yes.
a GP, right?
Right.
But I wanted to be in PC some days because it got a little brutal.
I can imagine.
I would want to slide up in PC like.
Pure talent. Thank you.
This day, too many stabbings.
The best I ever seen done. That's love. How much is that rug? A lot of money. Pretty. You said probably the link in his bio. What you talking about?
Man, let me just. Y'all got some space, baby. Y'all need somebody to move. Y'all need myself. I was some days I wanted to be in PC.
How different is it for a celeb being in a situation than a regular civilian?
I think it's different. It depends on what environment you're in. Federal, state, it depends. I just think I never seen nobody come in there and them have any problems that was celebrity when I was in prison.
You knew some celebs that came in there when you did that?
Yeah, some came through, but it wasn't like they wasn't on their level.
Right.
That's a megastar. People will be in there just fading out sometimes. You'd be shocked, man. Dudes be in jail, man. Everybody, it ain't all what the movies play out. Especially if you ain't got no problem with nobody. You know what I mean? But I ain't saying somebody won't press you like, yo, man, I need this money. Send it to, I don't know that, but.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, it happened. It happened.
To get protection, you got to get protection in there?
No, I ain't saying you got to get protection, but somebody might press you, man. Somebody might be doing life. You might come in there, you might have to get money, not even on that level.
Right.
And then you might got to send somebody. People might got to get some people some money. That's all. Yeah.
Damn. Let me ask you a question. Is it true Gilly started the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast? How did you get out. So how did he have the foresight and the forethought to come up with $1 million worth of game and say, you know what? My homie just did a bid.
Cousin. No, this is what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. When I was in the joint, he was doing $1 million worth of game on Instagram.
Okay.
2012. Let me give y'all $1 million worth of game. Boom. He was popping.
Right.
So when I get home, see, one thing about this is like this. The great thing about me and Cuz, we know our rules. I'm more of a researcher. I'm more of that person. I'm going to get with you, Cuz. And when these people start talking and we got your legal involved, we got to go sit down, then I'm going to call it. But I'm going to go do that.
Okay.
You sit down, you do what you're going to do. You did enough. You build a whole following. Before I came home, I'm going to add value to it. Because I'm one of these type of players. I'm a player like this. If your name is on the marquee, Shannon, and I'm really about you, I'm going to get your water. I'm making sure you're right. And what you need, man. You see how your brother came over here? I don't know who that brother was.
Yeah.
Made sure you was right. There was no ego involved.
I ain't gonna be no dude, boy. I ain't doing all that.
Well, I'm just saying, see, that's your problem. That's why you got to go back down the way. Okay, come on, you ain't going on the road, baby. Go home. See, that's why you got to go home.
Okay.
But that's the problem. I knew we had different parts to play. That's why we worked so good. You know what I'm saying? So, one day, he already doing it on Instagram. We doing our thing. We already had content on Instagram. Just the everyday content, riding the car, all that type of stuff. I'm up 4 o'clock in the morning. I like to read articles. I think it was on.
Building your custom home is now easier than ever. And with America's Home Place, we can show you how. During our 50 years as a custom home builder,
Do you do Mickey Mouse? No, I don't do commission.
I love reading articles.
Not taking orders.
So it said Spotify allocate $400 million to podcasters in the first quarter of 2019. I called him early in the morning. I said, yo, man, what the? Yo, get up. Read that article. I just text you that article. Read that shit. Read it, please, cuz. He read it. So when he read it, he called me back. He said, yo, we got to get this shit rolling. We got to crank out the mics. Talking about podcasts. Yeah. At that time, Maurice Correct, that's my homeboy, brother from another. He used to always call me like, wow, you and Gil got to start a podcast. He'd call me and Gil, y'all got to start a podcast. Whatever. This is the first time that this dude woke up. And I'm like, he called me back. And I'm like, I'm going to talk to him later. He called me back. He was like, cuz, we got to do it. Crack the mic to give out all that money. That day I called my homeboy, Nick Rich, graphic designer, so I need a logo. That afternoon, he had the logo. I called my attorney, Shay M. Loss. I said, Shay, I need this trademark. We get the LLC off, got everything done. Got the LLC, got all that shit. Boom. April 17th, we dropped the first episode of $1 Million Worth of Game. It went number 2 in comedy on podcast on Apple and number 4 in all categories in like 7 hours. I said, we got something, baby. we got some. And we just started knocking. I said, cuz, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a deck created, and I'm gonna take all our social media, and this is the business of podcasts. I'm gonna take our social media following, because he had a million, I had a 500,000. I said, I'm gonna take our social media following, I'm gonna put that on the deck, and I'm gonna tell sponsors, people that wanna be sponsors, I'm gonna tell them this. If you sponsor on this show, every time we put a clip up on our page, because $1 million worth of game, that's just gonna be a $1 million worth of game page on Gilly and Wallow page, we're gonna tag sponsored by Shannon Sharp Show, whatever, whoever you is. He said, all right, do your thing, cuz. I said, all right, I got you. One of the first places I went was to a funeral home. I go to a funeral home because I went to this funeral, right? Boyd's funeral home. All right? And Asia was like, she was at the funeral home, like, nice looking sister. But my homie, that nigga looked like he was still living in the casket. I said, you bad. So I go there, I said, listen, I got a package for you. My sister from another mother, Amira, she hooked up the decks for me and the different entries of sponsorship, right? So I go to her, I said, listen. She said, yeah, I want to do something like this. I want you to market this joint. And this is when I'm just learning and creating my personal business of podcasting. So I said, all right, I got you. She paid me, I think she probably gave me like $20,000 for four minutes, right? So a minute, this is how I was selling it. I was selling minutes by, you get on each show, you get a minute worth of advertisement. Your logo gonna pop up, your number gonna pop up, everything gonna pop up, and I'm gonna run it down. So she said, all right, cool. Pay me the money. I said, all right, let me go. I went and done the ad. By the time I got to the second ad read, because we only do 4 shows a month, 1 a week. By the time I got to the second ad read, she called me, Wallow. Stop. I said, what's up? She said, I ain't got enough work. I'm getting too many bodies, baby. I'm getting too many bodies. See, episode, come on. This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by Boyd's Funeral Home. One thing about life, you're going to die one day. And when you die, you want to be laying in the casket looking like you're living even though you're dead. You want to be looking like you're going to get up out of the casket. You want to be looking like, wow, I want to look like that even by living while you're laying in the casket. I'm breaking it down. She was like, what was that? Next thing, Springfield Hyundai. I go to them, bang. They say, listen, we're going to give y'all $25,000 a month. 4 minutes. Bang, let's do it, baby. I'm coming back. He'll like, I said, yeah, baby. I wasn't going off of CPMs and all that other stuff they were doing. I'm creating my own industry. And business, you gotta know your value. When you bring value to value, it increase your value. I knew that we was valuable. I knew they wanted brand visibility. Because we was cultural. Right. But I'm also a good partner, whereas though I wanted to be mutually beneficial. We doing business, I need to make sure you're getting taken care of. Forget what you're giving me. Right. I'm not going to feel right if I know damn Shannon gave us all this money, man. How's it going?
Going well. Okay. That's that new guy energy. He's back. That's the 4th fucking time he's done that.
Is it peeking or probing?
Speaking with serious intent to probe.
Alpha 2, you might have got.
And we didn't do
We
what we
feel
didn't
an
do.
obligation.
That's not business.
Right.
So we popping it. It just kept popping. One day I get the most scariest call in my life. I'm in the crib. Phone ring too. Answer number. Just before when I was answering numbers and I didn't know it. I mean, I ain't had no money then.
Right.
So I said, how you doing? This is Wallow, right? I said, yeah, this is Wallow. Is Gilly around? I said, yeah. He said, this is about the podcast. I said, all right. Call Gil. Yo, man, got somebody on the phone. He said, hi, Gil. How you doing? He said, yo, what's up, man? Gil, like, who this, man? Gil B. He said, hi, I'm Courtney Holt. So me, I'm a vicious researcher. I'm like this one on the phone. I sent it to Gil, screenshot. I said, oh shit, this dude that ran it, he's the head of Spotify at the time. I'm like, I'm saying to myself, how you get my number? In culture, you don't gotta ask nobody to do nothing for you. When you popping, you hot, the people that need to find you gonna find you. It ain't about nobody reposting you. They gonna find you. I don't know how you got my number. So now I'm on the phone and I'm like, he said, what do you guys want? I said, what you talking about? I said, no. What do you want? He said, no. How much money do you guys want? Now I'm stuck because I don't even know what to tell him. I'm stuck. But it's like, I said, we want ownership. We want all our IP. We want to keep owning our IP.
Yes.
He said, we want your IP. So how much money do you want? I want to join Texas Guild. This shit getting spooky, Gil. Because I think this like some movie, some shit that, you know when they tell you go into the other room, I'm like, oh, this is going there. I'm like, oh, shit, right? So I'm like, all right, can I have my lawyer? You see, I'm going to text you the email. Let's get on the email chain, and our legal will get involved. When they start talking about legal, you know, this shit is real.
Right.
It's game time.
Yes.
I'm like, bang. Gil was like, who was that? I said, I don't know, man. Then shit him all this shit. I'm like, that shit was scary. I was sweating on the call because I mean, you know, I ain't never had. Because I'm still trying to come up. That's when we got in the game. We had them. We negotiating with them. We negotiating with Barstool. It was, and turned us up. But at the same time, I'm already getting the money from our own sponsorship. I'm already doing it. I'm getting a bunch of money doing it. We killing it. I'm doing all the brand deals, all that stuff. We was killing it.
Normally people say don't do anything with family, but you and Gilly seem to work. How did you know that it was going to work? And you guys go 50-50 on everything.
Yeah.
How did you know? Because family, man, sometimes, well, man, you know family do you bad.
One thing about Cuz and me and Cuz ain't got no ego. I could check him and it's done right there. He could check me and it's done right there. Because if we wrong, we wrong. If we right, we right. We don't, and then we not in competition with each other. Like, I'm so, like, you gotta understand this. You gotta understand this. I'm so excited for him right now in this moment simply because the Eagles is winning. And this dude, when I say he loved the Eagles,
Oh, yeah, man.
listen, when I say he loved the Eagles, he told me, he said, Cuz, we was on Busting with the Boys Squad. He said, I wouldn't have had sex with my wife for a year if the Eagles could win the Super Bowl.
And they got to win by 10 Super Bowls.
But that's what he said. So I be so happy that, listen, Eagles is my team now. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't really, you know, I bounce
Well,
around.
that's really
People
cool.
know I
Thank
got
you.
different teams every year. I'm just saying, I'm just being real. This is the first time in the history of my life that I've been faithful to a team for a whole season. I've never done this shit in my life. I usually bounce around, especially in the playoffs. When they got dropped out in New Jersey, I pulled my jersey out.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't even know where my jersey's at, but I'm gonna just say that. Like, we so excited for each other. We always championing each other when we win. That's different. Bro, you don't see that. Everybody want to compete with each other when we supposed to eat with each other. We just not doing that shit. We ain't built like that. We just not built like that.
What make you guys sign with Barstool? Because talk to Portnoy. He's like, hey, yeah, we signed him, but we didn't really know because, I mean, culturally and fan base wise, I mean, that's not where they are. That's not where we are. And their culture and their fan base is kind of not where we are, but it's a match that works.
You know why? Because we was going back and forth with Spotify. It was cool. Spotify wanted to box us in. Because Spotify, they take you off of YouTube and say, you over here now. The visuals, you can't put the whole show. It was like that. I'm like, no, what about our people? Everybody ain't got no money for no subscription for that.
Right.
Barstool was like,
I always wanted to know why I am the way I am. My curiosity led me to Ancestry. It was amazing to
That's
see
all right.
all the
Appreciate
traits
that.
that I've gotten from.
For sure.
not only was we going to give you the paper, not only do we don't want to own your IP, but we going to make sure y'all still stay over there so y'all do whatever y'all want to do. Dave, when we signed Dave and Eric and Ardini was so real when he met up with us, it was like they didn't play. They asked us for a number. I said it like, I should have said the number too early.
Yeah. The little low number. You should have went a little high.
Because, you know, I'm just thinking about, because I was broke at the time. I wasn't broke, but I was JDM just barely making it. So I'm like, damn. So I told him, I said, this the first deal. I said, listen, we in Devon's, South Philadelphia. Come down, get on the train, come see me again. We go there. Gil said, you got it. Go ahead, cuz. I'm at the table. He said, we just 36-month, distribution deal, the whole thing. She said, how much? I'm thinking I'm popping my shit. I said, $3 million. Cool. She said, all right.
Man, hey, Hey, you know you done screwed up. You know you screwed up the minute you said 3D said media.
I didn't even get the $3 million out because I'm like, damn. Now I'm sitting there, I'm like, Gil kicked me like. But he said, I told you to say something. I said, Dad, nigga, what you want me to say? You know what I mean? We shook our hands, signed it. You know what I mean? Lori got the information, all that shit.
Right.
But it was like now, I ain't gonna hold you. When we did in 2.5 years into that contract,
Beautiful, appreciate it.
man, the first offer that came through and the renegotiating, because now we ready to start a bid war because we ready. We
got to leave, we got to leave.
Our job coming up.
I love this.
The
I
first
feel
one
that.
came through
Appreciate it.
25 million, 36 months, licensing deal. That was the first deal. Dave told me.
I was looking for
he
your
said,
page.
I got a blank check.
I don't sell rugs anymore.
He meant that shit. Because Dave is a little different.
He definitely different. Every talk, he's different.
And one thing I say about Dave, Dave don't respect money.
Respect loyalty.
He don't care about money.
Don't.
Like, it's different when you got somebody that better you. Yeah, I could have went to Amazon. Yeah, we could have went to Spotify. Yeah, we could have went to everybody else who the numbers was there. I'm talking about in the same day, they just coming through the different deals, right? So I said, these people better know what's the name. We went in the room for 5 minutes, shook hands, walked out. We stayed with Barstool. Bunch of money. And I'm like,
Relocated.
yeah, can I see you pull up with a new Porsche down there every week?
America.
I might go get one after this show. I got, you know what I mean? Just because. But this is the thing about it is we put the work in, man.
Right.
Every day we getting up putting the work in. Shannon, you put the work in, you're gonna get what you need. You know what I mean? You could have been out here doing some money. It was about putting the work in. So it was like, damn. And it just the business game. One thing I'm gonna say about Barstool, when we went to Barstool, I stayed in a hotel for about a week
Hello, chat.
in New York.
He said, how can I?
Barstool offers $80.
If you're trying to get some, DM me on Instagram. I can set you up with one of my guys. But I don't sell rugs anymore.
People in the office. That 1 week, I learned
I don't take orders.
game, the whole business side of it.
But we can get it done. It just won't be me.
Dave and Erica Nardini, that's why I mess with them. They took us to their plug. They took us to their investors. As we got to, they said, listen, these guys are getting too big, man. We want you to introduce you to, we go and have a meeting with the people that gave them money. They was like, where they do that at? Wow, where they do that at? You know what I mean? This our last year in Barstool. New deal coming. This our last year.
Wow. Turning down deals. Obviously, sometimes you have to walk away.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing because that money, you're like, damn, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, does it have to feel right? Does it have to represent you and Gilly in order for you to like, okay, this is what $1 million worth of game, we'll rock with it.
You know what it is? We need partners that understand what we're doing and understand that we're trying to grow and got the infrastructure and to support that. That's the first thing that we're looking for. You're going to have differences no matter where you go. Any big company in America or in the world, there's going to be things there that people going to do shit, say things that you might not like, but it don't matter where you go at.
Are they as good as you? Yeah, for sure.
We need the infrastructure for growth.
Perfection.
You're not a child. You're
Yeah,
a
for
man.
sure.
So stop wearing so many layers to go outside.
Just DM me on
Get the
Instagram.
Bearskin Tactical Hoodie 4.0.
I
The
get you
10
set up.
pocket tactical micro fleece hoodie that block.
We need to make sure that these people believe and they see the vision of what we're going to do.
Right.
And they're going to get out of our way. They ain't never been in our way.
So, moving forward, you and Gil want to keep creative control of what $1 million.
But we own our own stuff. We own $1 million worth of game. We got our own facilities. We got all our own equipment. Everything is all like we not the people that say, oh, this is a
Tell us
problem.
about you.
People want other
Like
people
what? What you want to know?
say, I want to use this facility. I want to use your equipment. I want to use your people. I want to do all that. And I want all this money. We don't do that. We got our own equipment. We got our own cameras. We got
Gotta
our own
ask something
we
for
got
me
our
to
own
tell you,
shit.
you know?
We just
Your work is amazing. Thank you.
distribute that. Distribute that. Distribute
It's
that.
coming
You know
along.
what I'm saying? So, wow.
partnerships. I mean, you got Reebok, you got Hand, Puma, NFL Network, Global Citizen, Foot Locker, Philly Union.
I had a lot of them. How did you know? Mother, how did you know how to do this?
Because, I mean, had you had any formal training or informal training? Or so how did you know how to, like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna cut this up, you know, ads, I'm gonna do this for a minute. You get 1 minute per week. We shoot 4 shows a month. You get and I'm gonna, hey, boom, boom, boom.
It first started in the streets of Philadelphia. I used to write on walls. I remember I went to this event, and it was like a block party or something. And I told somebody my name. It was like, yo, you the guy to be writing on walls. You wild up. Okay. So when I got to jail, this is what I did, Shannon. I'm in the jail. When I'm in jail, we had TVs in the state penitentiary in Pennsylvania. My cellie said one day, why every time all you do is just keep clicking watching commercials? I was fascinated with commercials because I always was wondering, every time I went to McDonald's, my Big Mac ain't never looked like that, man. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm studying that. Then I realized, hold up. I started reading books. There was an advertising agency that did this. McDonald's ain't make that.
Yes.
Then I started studying advertising agencies. Then I read a book called Damn Good Advice by George Lewis. George Lewis is the one they made the TV show Mad Men about. The ad show. He's one of the greatest ad men in the world. At the same time, the only show that I'm watching religiously, the only person I wanted to meet when I got was Anthony Bourdain.
You said, come on now, how you got started? See, now that's a question. I just wanted to make rugs. I got a rug for my birthday a couple years ago, about 4 years ago. And Blair, what's up? Yeah, about 4 years ago, and then I had I ordered one from the same person, and then when I tried to get a third rug, they wasn't doing it no more, so I just bought everything and made it myself. And that was 3 years ago, so here we are. Shit, I know you have a story to tell. Yeah, it's simple. It's simple. Spent a lot of money over the years, made a lot of money over the years. But, you know, made a lot of rugs. I never seen an artist rug like this. Yeah, a lot of people just don't put in the effort to make big stuff, or it's just a lot that go into it. But yeah, I like to make bigger pieces and put a lot of thought into it.
Parts unknown, no reservations to lay over. He was one of the greatest. He was one of the greatest explorers to me, because the Travel Channel was taking me around the world. But I'm looking at that. But the advertising thing, I knew one thing. You got God, then you got marketing. In that order. Can't nobody tell me nothing different. You got God, and then you got marketing. Because you market to who your God should be. What church you should go to. What car you should drive. What food you should eat. What you should wear. What restaurant, what school you should go to. Market. Everything is marketed to you. That's the most powerful thing on the planet. You don't make the decision. The marketers make the decision for you. They force your decision. I said, I want to be a marketer. Nobody want to do that. Nobody wanted, because it's not shiny. That's why if you see my stuff, when I came home from the prison, I went to businesses in the community and said, listen, I want to promote your rib shack. Even though I don't eat ribs, I want to promote your rib shack because I know it's people in the city of Philadelphia that's 15 blocks away that don't know what's here. Hey everybody, I'm Wallow 227. Welcome to Shannon Rib Shop. One thing about these ribs, they fall off the bone. The sauce is the sauce that you never tasted before. One thing about the sauce, when it hits your tongue, they grab your tongue and it slap your tongue. The sauce is so juicy. You never tasted this. Nobody wanted to do that. I said, I'm gonna step into a field where I don't have nobody in my way. I gotta worry about ad agencies and all. I ain't worried about them. They disconnected from the reality of culture of now. And I ain't talking about black culture, I'm talking about the culture of what's going on now. A lot of them is disconnected. That's why I got a company called We Control Cool. It's a company that connects businesses that need that next level thing, that need to be connected with cool, that need to be connected with everything that's next level. That's what We Control Cool is.
You're a cultural advisor for Google and YouTube. What does that role entail?
So I'm on the phone with Leo Cohen, And
Do you
I
have
was
a rug?
talking to Road to Equality.
I mean, you go to my
There's like
Instagram.
a couple hundred Google employees on this call, and I'm telling them my story.
Go to my, click the link in my bio. No, I don't get on Facebook. Link in my bio, and then it'll take you to my Instagram, and then on that, if you scroll down a little bit, I got a rug probably like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Just click on that, and then my rug page on there. Or matter of fact, it's in my bio. Click on this bio. It'll take you to my Instagram, and then you'll see it in that bio. Just click on it. Did it take practice or something? I mean, just like anything, you gotta practice it. Practice before you preach, right? But it's fairly easy.
And Daryl Cohen said, Marlo, what is it that you want to do? I said, man, I want to come to YouTube and start my own program. I don't like these dudes on YouTube because every time it's a tutorial, they too worried. Nobody want to hear that shit. And the average person don't know what they're talking about. So we need to teach people how to start their YouTube, how to scale on YouTube, how to monetize their YouTube. You serious? Yes. Let's get on another call. I started a program called You.
Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. I've been doing it about 3 years, like I said. So.
YouTube Avenues, we went over to 10 cities, and what we do is this. We go into a city, we put 400 or 500 creators, whatever you want to do, inside of a room. And my team come, when I tell you my team, I got a mean team. I'm talking about Tuma Basa, right? One thing about Tuma is this. He's one of the most beautifulest people, one of the most honest people you ever will run into in the history of the music business. This brother is real. He's the head of black music for YouTube. We go there. He put a team together. Him, shout out to Vivian Lewis, Rachie, Mahalet, Adam, Brittany, my whole team. I'm talking about it's a team of us, right? And we went from city to city, and we put 400, 500 people in the cities inside of a room and teach them how to start their YouTube, how to scale on YouTube, how to monetize YouTube. Philadelphia, DC, Baltimore, Detroit, Miami, Houston, Oakland, London, and the list goes on. But we went to all these cities and we left something special there. And it's all because I had an idea and I said, yeah, I could come over there and just talk about me, but no, let's do something for the community. And that was the first program they ever had on that level to give back out of all these platforms.
You mentioned that how Dave introduced you to the people that gave him money in order to do what he wanted to do, and they introduced them to you, and now
Easy
and
for
Dave,
you.
like I said,
Easy.
I talked to Dave, and he's like, hey,
You said easy for okay, teach me.
Bless him.
Dave ain't no hater.
He's not.
Or easy for
everybody that been on Barstool has
This
been
is something you just get on YouTube and watch videos.
Shitload of money. Call her daddy, example.
Yep.
Pat McAfee, example.
Yep.
Like every Bustle with the Boys, Caleb, example. Dave is the type of dude you go to Dave and be like, listen, man. You're like, all right, cool. And then the thing about Dave that I respect, it was some people that didn't even own their IP there. He gave them their IP and said, go ahead, do your thing. Where did you do that at?
Wow. What did you learn most about business, Paul?
I looked at it ain't personal. And I also learned that business is 90% about relationships. Relationships is worth more than money. And the thing I like about business is you got to understand the power of partnership. Partnership is this. Shannon, you got a bunch of resources. I'm going to say, damn, Shannon, I'm going to bring this idea I got over here to you. In return, I'm going to give you some equity. So in return, you're going to open up your resources to me. That's all business is. Business is about equity, is about fair treatment, is about understanding that it's not personal. Sometimes things might not go your way. Sometimes you might get outbid. But this shit is really about who you can get on that phone. I got a strong phone.
I tell people all the time, being on this side, it's about relationships because you never know, somebody might have been on a starter role 3 years ago in a bigger role 5 years ago. And you know what? I met Wallow. I met this gentleman about 4 years ago, and I think he's doing something. Let's give him a call.
And he remember how you treated him, how you respected him. That's why I respect everybody in the room. At the end of the day, Shannon, it's like this. They don't understand. There's a difference between you getting the deal for $50 million and you getting the deal for 65 million. And that one, that listen, that 15% more, that 15 million more was solely based off of I was doing it by myself, but Shannon, you knew somebody over there at that platform or that betting site or that what's name. And they said, Shannon, you're a part of this? Let me see the numbers. Like, we can do this. I'm talking about this shit is 5-minute phone call business, man. Yes. Tens of millions is traded for 5-minute phone calls. People don't understand that. Oh yeah, this episode is secure.
But you know what? People don't, and I tell people, look, the toes you step on today might be on the foot, connected to the leg that leads to the foot. You got to kiss tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got to be careful how you treat people. Because you treat somebody bad one day, he or she might be in a.
I want one. How much can you make a picture of me? Hello. What's up? I don't take orders, man. Just a special order. I guess you could say that. Pink.
Our role, and you know what?
It always happened like that though.
That guy was a jerk to me. And now somebody that might not be as qualified, maybe not as deserving, earned the opportunity, but because you were a jerk 3 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, now they get that opportunity that you passed by, only because you look down on that person.
And the funny thing about this thing, for everybody up there that's coming out, the most powerful people, the most biggest deal makers, they look like some dude that's stressed out with some beat up here, with a beat up here, a hookah.
Depend on Chevy Certified Service. With Tire Price Match Guarantee, Chevy Certified Service will match the best price on tires designed, engineered, and tested for your Chevy. Chevy Certified Service. Depend on the experts.
I'm here for the auction.
Spend late for that, son.
That won't be a problem. I'd like to buy some time.
So what do you mean? You don't do orders? Nope.
Niggas on.
I have the cash ready right now. I mean, that's good. I mean, if you're trying to get a rug, we can get something done for you. Just DM me on Instagram. I have somebody on my team do it, but I won't be doing it. If that makes sense to you. Go a little higher.
Some skinny jeans and a Patagonia little vest on, and you're not even gonna pay attention to them. You're the most powerful shot call in the room, man.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man. And that's how it go.
You and Gilly, y'all put together pay-per-view boxing events, concert, your own drink company, sales work. What have you learned from each endeavor that you embark upon? What have you learned from them?
I learned that relationships is worth more than money. It always go back to relationships. Because one relationship, one call, that's why I tell you. In this game, it's about having a strong phone. And the way you get a strong phone is through relationships and not giving nobody number out. And calling people for what you need to call them for, not the BS. Because you can lose somebody in the process of just calling people to call. You
Right.
can text people, check them, but just all that. So when I was, for instance, COVID, everything I've done, I always knew somebody that I could call. They can give me a better, they can give me a better GPS. They can give me a better directions to get here quicker or safer. Sometimes it might be wrong and no, Wallow. Don't do that. Damn, but I got. Listen to me. That's how it's gonna play. You move here, then you move here, then you move here, then you'll be here in 36 months from what you're doing. I'm telling you, this is a bigger play. All right, cool. Sometimes they gotta slow it down. Sometimes it, and that's what is good to having good advisors and good people in the game that really been here. The Sean G's, the Troy Carters, the different people that I have that I could call on. You know what I mean? That could really like give me some, Tony Drapers.
Right. Since securing these big deals, how's your life changed?
Say LOL. LOL what? What you mean, Chef? It's so dope. Appreciate it. You don't do rugs for orders. How can I get one made? What's your IG? DM me. If you did, alright, so everybody that's in here is trying to get a rug. I don't make rugs anymore. I don't take orders anymore. But I got a team. If you want a rug, obviously you'll see their work. Just DM me on Instagram. It's people that I trust. And I will get y'all set up. But I don't take any orders because I don't want to do it. So there you have it. Have a wonderful day like your rose. Alright, Pink, appreciate you chilling with me. But yeah. So this is my last project that I'm doing basically. I know a lot of y'all just new, so y'all don't know, which is not an issue, but that's basically the story. But obviously y'all want rugs, and I can still get that provided to you.
Man, it's lonely at the top, man. They get crazy.
Appreciate the likes. Okay, I want a snack. Should have brought my snack with me. How long have I been on?
The success come, people find ways to fall out with you, man. Because, you start getting smart because it's hard, man, because, man, I'm going to tell you, it's hard once you slow down and realize people just want to use you. And I'm not saying everybody, but when, sometimes family, friends, they just see you as a dollar sign and they don't see you as a friend no more. Shannon, if I'm...
Oh, I'll be right back. BRB.
all the time, and we laughing about shit on Instagram. Yo, you see that post? That shit was. And then now I'm calling you. Damn, what's up, man? Oh man, you ain't gonna believe this, man.
Boy, doing bad.
They just took my call, man. They told my call. But what happened, man? I owe these tickets, man. How much you owe, man? They said I gotta pay $45,000, man. Your car costs $5,000, man. What is you talking about, bro? Because it's hard. You know what the time it is? It's hard. It's hard for people to sit back and just enjoy and be happy for you. They want to also live exactly what you're doing. They want to come and fake work. Man, I want to come work for you. You know you ain't gonna work. You just want to come around and you want me to